Welcome back, everybody, Automotive Inc. And today the show must go on. If you haven't seen my most recent videos, make sure you smash the subscribe, go over to the channel, and check out my woes with my 25 Gen 2 L5P Chevy Silverado, which has been a fantastic truck until it got hail damage on it, and then the body shop decided to basically kill the damn thing. So it's now sitting down at Chevy dealership trying to figure out what electrical systems they fried. So, like I said, the show's got to go on. So we are going to hook up some heavy, not as heavy as we normally do because it's just a short trip, but we canceled one trip because of unforeseen circumstances. We're not doing this other one. So what the heck do you do when you have a circumstance where you don't have your truck and the dealer has it? Well, by the good grace of God and my parents, we still have my pop's truck. Check this bad boy out, covered in dust coming out of the garage. So now that you've seen that, now we got our 11 LML GMC Sierra 2500 6-speed Allison, and I swear by this, my 13 LML had a better and more robust exhaust brake with the 6-speed than the Gen 1 L5P, but you know, my Gen 2 is doing pretty dang good considering how much I haven't got to tow with it. I've only towed about 3,000 miles. So we're going heavy, we're going big. And now, let's talk. All right, so on the way back, we are going to monitor fuel economy. I want to see how this actually stacks up, towing just about 1,000 pounds under what we've been towing with the L5P Gen 2. We're going to talk about some exhaust brakes and everything, but your standard of fare for 2011 SLT trim was this bad boy. So if you haven't seen any of the other videos, this was my mom and dad's truck. Well, still is my mom's truck. My dad's moved forward. So, like I said, no crazy safety stuff or anything. Really good condition. I think he's got about 79,000 on here. Oh, no, 67,000 miles. He bought this new. We got everything that you would want in here. Mainly the exhaust brakes, the biggest thing. But nicely well taken care of rig. Now, if you guys remember right, this truck hasn't towed since last year. I do fire it up from time to time. We did a full maintenance on it last year, so if you have any questions on 11 to say, 14 and a half-ish, then plenty of content over there on the channel. But we're going to reset this bad boy. We got in tow haul mode. We've got our exhaust brake on. We're going to get rolling. We have some foggy weather out here. It's a cool day. So we'll just let you know how the stuff works. It's only 58 degrees. I mean, like, stuff works meaning trans temps. And we're going to put it to work. We want to get out one more time this year. We just had a rough into our summer with everything going on. So we're going to do, I think this will be a fun little video, not overly long. It's only 1:31 so far. So just tag along. Let's cruise back to Denver, and then we'll bring you back on our last trip. We'll have a separate video for that. Just kind of tell you guys how this bad boy did. Now, I would encourage you guys, like I said, if you have any turbo diesel, any turbo engine, after you get done towing, whether it's cold or hot, is let the truck run for 3 or 4 minutes after you're ready to park it, so that turbo, the exhaust system, can cool down. And then obviously this bad boy hasn't been ran in a year, so we'll take it easy as we get going. I don't drive like a crazy person anyway, but we'll just be mindful of that as we get all the parts moving again. But let's get going. One thing I do want to cover real quick as we go through here, I want to show you guys the starting trans temp. I'm going to reset the fuel economy because I've been idling it, but 140 is our trans temp. I'm going to cruise over here. I'm going to reset the average fuel economy. It's at 0, but I wanted to get credit for the idle time I've had here. We're just going to get going. We got some wet, mushy stuff. We had a lot of rain out here. Thank goodness no hail. And we got that LML back to work. One thing I will tell you guys, this truck unloaded does get better fuel economy than the Gen 2 L5P so far, for sure. The best we've seen out of that was 21, and I've got like 23 in this thing before. Granted, a little bit lighter truck, extended cab, not a crew. So there are some nuances there, and I carry about 1,000 pounds of gear always in my truck on top of my hitch. But this thing didn't disappoint last year. If you guys want to see how this towed, if you're looking for a new truck but don't want to go new truck because you want to spend 80 G's, a truck like this in well good condition, you can probably score for around 30 or 35. Ones with higher mileage, obviously, you can snag a little bit less. So, you know, it's just one of those things where this truck just cruised up the mountains, up the Ike G, you know, I-70, and did fantastic with the exhaust brake and everything. But get rolling here and just kind of get through town. And like I said, I'm going to bring you back again throughout the video, and we'll check back obviously at the end to talk about fuel economy, trans temps, and of course today being cooler, I highly doubt that this needle will move at all. So we're cruising right along, guys, and the truck is doing fantastic. I mean, for sitting a year, now granted, I don't tow over 70 typically, period. So if you're one of those people that always passes the campers because they're not going fast enough for you, I just don't do that. But we're clicking along right around 67 miles per hour, and we're on the part of I-76. People that have driven it, campers, truckers, you know, it's like shaking my pecs. Truck's riding good, and everything's been going great. If I remember right, this same trailer on this same trip, I was getting about 10 in the 25. So let's take a look at everything now. So we can see right there, we're getting about 12.1. And I was doing 65 in the 65, but once again on the interstate, again, the juices haven't been rolling in this bad boy for too long, so, you know, just want to keep it in check. We got 65 degrees on the clock, and 210, the engine temp hasn't moved at all. As for the voodoo magic that Chevy does, 154 degrees on the trans temp. I've never really seen it really peak towing at this truck that much, so very good there. Now, keeping in mind, I did have to stop just twice just to check tires. I always check the connections, especially just because, like I said, I want to check everything on this truck. I want to make sure it's staying in check. So the fuel economy may be a smidge higher because it had probably about 20 minutes of extra idling there. And I will say this, guys, the LML minus the whole CP4 issue, as long as you use good diesel, you change your filters, you pay attention to everything. I don't know if it's a guarantee in a lot of trucks, because I've seen a lot of LMLs get to 180,000 miles before their pump went out. But one thing I'll tell you is the 6-speed Allison and the exhaust brake on this truck is better than the L5P Gen 2, period. It's very reminiscent of my Rams. The Rams are just like a semi. You let off the throttle, and as long as the exhaust brake's on, no input from the brake, no gearing down, no manual, nothing, and the exhaust brake on a Ram just engages like a beast. It's the best. Now, I haven't driven a 25 much, but it's a Cummins, and they have the best exhaust brake, so I'm assuming it's going to be just as good. But this one coming into town, there's a real steep decline where you go into town and it's 25. Literally, I just let off the gas, it grabs a gear, you can hear the exhaust brake working, and it just started getting me down because it goes from a 55 to a 25, and really without input on the Gen 2 L5P, input on the brakes, or using manual mode, it's not as robust. You're not going to just readily notice it. Now, if you're using cruise control and you use your decel feature, it's telling the truck it needs to slow down. The computer's smart enough, it engages more that way. But I'm just saying, like, general overall driving, this thing is better in that sense. So far, better on fuel economy. Does it have as much power and torque? No, it does not. But it's pretty fun to be in, especially because I miss driving my truck. I like driving the Fiesta too, but it's nice to be back in a truck. So we'll wrap this up in just a few more minutes, guys. When we get back into Denver, I'm going to tell you my thoughts, give you overall fuel economy, tell you if anything came out of the blue on this bad boy, and then we'll be back. All right, everybody, we made it back to Denver. No problems whatsoever. Engine temps didn't change. It stayed right at that 210 mark. The highest I saw for fuel economy was 12.6, the lowest 11.8. So I would say it's roughly about 11.8 to 12 miles a gallon, which is a smidge better than the 25. Trams temp, we just came into 75 degree temps. And if I can scan over here, let's show you. 156 is the highest trans temp. Again, all I can say is the new trucks are awesome with all the extra stuff and all the cameras and some of that stuff's important, some could take away from that, but at the end of the day, this really is a truck that gets it all done. I mean, especially if you're under that 20,000 mark, this truck just gets it done. And it has a really good exhaust brake compared to pretty much every other version of the current Duramax and everything that happened after this. Plenty of power. I just got to say, it was fun. And we're going to have another video coming up as we head out to Pueblo Reservoir out of the Denver metro area in this truck. Why? Because the 25 Chevy is down. Not because it's the Chevy's fault, but I'll link those videos down below. You can check all of that stuff out. As always, guys, it's been fun. And hopefully we'll catch you on the next one.